What is happiness? Happiness is the state of being happy. In other words, being content or pleased with your life, your situation, or the person that you are. It means having good feelings about the present and maybe the past or the future, and feeling that you are able to achieve what you want or able to enjoy yourself. Although happiness can be defined in general terms, it can also vary greatly from person to person in terms of what brings them happiness. For example, for some people, happiness would be having a nice house, lots of money, or a really expensive car. These are all examples of material happiness. In other words, happiness that comes from possessing physical things. For other people, happiness would be having a loving partner, being really popular, or having great friends. These are all examples of emotional happiness, which comes from the relationships that a person is able to form. Yet again, for other people, happiness might mean doing really well at school, getting high grades, becoming a master at their particular hobby or interest, or getting a top job in their chosen field. This might be classed as professional happiness because it's focused on achieving potential. For other people, happiness might mean seeing everybody in society doing well and being looked after. We might call this social happiness, as it's focused on the well-being of other people. Of course, there are many more types of happiness, and many people have a mix of all of these. How do I become happy? There are several things to think about carefully in order to answer this question. The first thing you need to think about is what makes you happy. As we've seen, there are many different types of happiness, and these are different for every person. You need to think about what is important to you in order to be able to pursue the kinds of goals that are going to make you happy. For example, if you value great relationships as a way of being happy, but you spend all your time working in order to get a competitive job that is going to take up all of your time, you may not end up being particularly happy. Similarly, if money and material comforts are the most important to you, but you spend most of your time messing around with your friends and not really applying yourself to anything, you're not likely to end up achieving your happiness either. Another key thing to consider when you are looking to become truly happy is what you already have. This doesn't mean that you have to be grateful for everything in your life, but it does mean that you can acknowledge the things that are already good about your current situation. For example, you may have some good aspects of physical health, or you may have a special talent, or you may have benefited from a good role model, and so on. The more often you make the effort to notice the good things in your life, the easier it will become to spot them, which in turn will help you feel more positive. Being aware of the good things about your current situation doesn't mean that you don't want to change anything. You can still be aware of what is less good and what you want to develop, whilst at the same time acknowledging what's working. In fact, taking a balanced view will help you set appropriate goals. This leads on to another important factor to consider, which is realism. You may think that the only thing that would make you happy is something that is completely impossible. For example, everybody living forever, or all diseases being completely eradicated from the earth. If your happiness is aimed this high, then you will always be disappointed. Instead, it's important to be happy with smaller achievements and events, especially ones which lead towards your overall goal. But how can I be happy when there is so much suffering in the world? It's easy to take a pessimistic view of the world sometimes. Climate is in serious trouble thanks to human activity, and there are many wars in parts of the world. Social inequality is rising in many countries, and there are a whole host of other reasons to be miserable. However, you may find it helpful to consider the following. You being miserable about these things won't stop them from happening or getting worse, nor will it alone make them any better. If you're not positive in your outlook, then it's harder to find the energy to actively change things. Suffering is not the only thing happening in the world. There are many wonderful things happening all over the world too. Progress is being made in many areas, as well as across history. Just because inequality and suffering exist, doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be happy. You can feel sadness, pain, and all the other negative emotions, but you can also have hope. What can I do to cultivate the habit of positivity? Positivity can be exercised like a muscle with some of these daily workouts. Keep a note of 5 different things you're grateful for every day for a month. Look back over what you've written in order to remind yourself of the good things you've got in life. If 5 is too many, try 1 to begin with. Acknowledge good things in yourself and others. If someone's done something that you admire, respect, or are grateful for, tell them. Give yourself the same treatment too. This could be as simple as telling a friend or making a mental note to yourself that you've done well. Deal with problems as they arise. Don't let things build up. Approach issues in a proactive way, being open and unafraid of conflict. Let go of blame, grudges, and anything else that might keep you from being open and focused on enjoying the present. Get regular exercise. The endorphins released from exercise help you to feel good and get a good night's sleep. I hope you enjoyed those top tips. Don't forget to subscribe to our PSHE, RE and Citizenship Library. Thank you. Bye.